Alright, so we're back sculpting the head region here. We're going to start building out this cheek area. Just trying to create a bony ridge here from the eyebrow down to the end of the nose as well as the cheekbone. Trying to make those ridges converge. Switch to the curl brush. I'm going to start doing a little work on the jaw line and switch back to the build brush. I'll crank my spacing all the way back down. I'm jumping forward just a little bit and going to start working inside the mouth area. Switch back to the grow brush. And once more, whenever you see the green profile, you know it's actually inverting the action or digging into the surface. A red profile means it's building, and then the green indicates you're actually smoothing by holding the shift key. Maybe switch to the airbrush. Create the little tonsil. Let's switch back to the build brush, turn spacing on, make sure it's a nice low value. Undo. Go back to the first draw mode to make it a little bit sharper. Let's smooth that out. I'm going to go up to the voxel menu and choose CUDA Smooth Boost. And this works if you have an NVIDIA card and using the CUDA version of 3D Coat. I'm going to save. What I'm going to do now is scroll down and use the Vox Layer tool, and I'll also use the Absolute Draw mode to paint select an area that I'm going to copy for the gum line. You could choose if you want to sculpt it directly out of the head model if you like, but in this case I think it offers me a little bit more flexibility trying to sculpt the gums separately. That way I can hide the head layer and just work strictly on the gums. And so the process here is selecting a given area, and when you're done making that selection, you can apply the Vox layer, and 3D Coat is going to create a brand new surface out of this selection. I turned Steady Stroke on so that certain parts of the selection would go a little bit smoother. It isn't going to matter all that much because I'm going to smooth or cut quite a bit of it on the edges, so I'm not that concerned with a great deal of accuracy. So now I just want to choose how much I want to offset the layer, which in this case I don't want it to offset it at all, and adjust the thickness. Now just hit apply once I have all the settings the way I want. What I want to do now is smooth everything, but smoothing is more difficult when you have a dense mesh, so I need to reduce this model down quite a bit. So rather than resampling, I just chose to create a degraded copy. I deleted the original layer and chose to smooth all a few times. And you can see with a lower resolution mesh, it dissolves it fairly well. So let's use a brush now. I'll use a smooth brush. That's a little bit strong. Reduce the intensity quite a bit. And with voxels, as you smooth, it tends to delete or somewhat melt your mesh, and sometimes that's desirable, sometimes it's not. Skip forward just a little bit after cleaning up somewhat, and I'm now sculpting the wells for the teeth. And the reason why I switch back and forth between the grow brush and the build brush is just mainly, as I mentioned before, the grow brush is good whenever you're wanting to smooth while you're brushing. And so it's really nice when I brush in between these individual wells. It kind of smooths on the fly for me. But the one thing to remember about the grow brush is that it does not respect your brush alphas, whereas most of the others do. As you can see, that first draw mode really helps you get sharper lines many times.